Welcome back to India Business Report. I'm Yogita Lamai in Mumbai. Corporate social responsibility, widely known as CSR. Just a buzzword, or is doing good also good for business? Well, India's government is looking to make it mandatory for the country's top companies to spend 2% of their profits on CSR projects. The move is part of a new companies bill which sets guidelines and responsibilities for firms and their directors. The bill already passed the lower house of parliament late last year and could soon be put into practice. But can compulsory CSR be effective? Samir Hashmi has this report.
Trying to master the art of cutting metal to perfection. These students of RV Technical School in Mumbai not only attend classes but also receive vocational training. The course is funded by Industrial Group (RPG) as part of its corporate social responsibility program. The Indian government now wants to see thousands of other firms in the country undertake CSR activities. And if approved by Parliament, the companies bill will make it compulsory for firms above a certain size to spend 2% of their profits on CSR projects.
As responsible corporates, we must do this in any case. And therefore, I'm all for it as a corporate citizen. I think it's a good thing. In India, we have huge challenges on the social sector, and we have to partner with the government to do our bit. But government is equally responsible to make sure that there are regulations, there is a monitoring mechanism to ensure that the spirit is not lost in the implementation.
Reports suggest that Indian companies altogether will spend over $2 billion on corporate social responsibility, and nearly half of that amount will be paid by the top 30 companies listed over here at the Bombay Stock Exchange. A lot of studies show that huge Indian companies have already been spending nearly 2% of their profits on CSR activities. But the latest mandatory binding has come as a huge blow for mid and small sized companies. And now corporate India is asking the government for tax breaks on the expenditure that they'll incur on CSR every year. There is a divided opinion on whether CSR should be made mandatory. Some experts point out that binding firms may not really help the cause.
There are some companies who are doing great work. I mean, truly phenomenal work where you'd sit down and want to do that kind of work. You know, it's impacting societies in that they live. There are others who are just doing it with a lip service. And there are several companies in between. You do any philanthropy, any social responsibility part because you believe in something. And that belief system doesn't come in because you put in a mandate or a ruler to the entire knuckles. You can't do that.
The government's failure to highlight some key areas like environmental conservation has also come under criticism. Analysts point out that many companies engage in philanthropy but still don't understand the definition of corporate social responsibility.
While we visited many plants of large corporates here in India, we were so pleased to see that that company was operating in such an efficient way, recycling the water, reducing the energy consumptions. They had no idea that operating under lean manufacturing principle was actually embedded CSR.
India will become the first country to make investment in corporate social responsibility mandatory. Many countries have been successful in implementing CSR by using other methods like compulsory reporting, but have resisted from making it binding. The global community will keep a close eye on the effectiveness of the new Indian model, and if it succeeds, then it could well become an example for other countries to follow.
India's government is pushing for the companies bill to clear the upper house of parliament too in the upcoming budget session so it can then be put into effect.